接下来呢，我要介绍共和党这个助选团队的另外一位特邀嘉宾 ，Mr.Glenn Davis， 他是 Delegate 84th House District in the Virginia General Assembly 2017 candidate of Lieutenant Governor of Virginia。这个Glenn Davis 先生呢，他是 Virginia 第84区的州议员，2017年 Virginia 副州长的候选人。现在让我们掌声欢迎他。
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me today, and thank you very much for having this event. I've always said that the most important thing you could have in a community is diversity. And I think we'd all agree that the most important thing you can have, whether it be in academics, whether it be in politics, or whether it just be around the community, is diversity, diversity of thought. And you don't get a diversity of thought just because you happen to live in one part of a state or one part of a nation. You get diversity of thought because of the beliefs you're brought up with, the values you're brought up with, the life experiences you have as you're growing up, the family experiences that generations before you have, that those stories get passed down to you. So I hope as we continue to move forward that you'll take the voices that you've shared today and take them back to Richmond, where I'm at the Capitol, or up to Washington. Because that diversity of thought and those ideas have to be pushed down from the top so we can have what's best for this country and have a country where the best ideas are what gets pushed down. And I appreciate the opportunity to be with you today, to share with you why, like many of you and all of you, I'm so passionate about this country and why I'm a Republican. You see, to me, Republicans is not about just one person. Republican is an ideal. It's a set of ideas. It's about values that I firmly believe in because they're the values that my grandfather came here from Italy about 19, nothing in his pocket. My grandfather dropped out of school in the 60s. You see, the idea that the American dream is about not that the government owes anyone something. And you don't come to this country expecting to be given something. You come to this country for opportunity to make something for yourself, for your family, and hopefully that future generation. And that's why it's so important that when I'm out there, the Republican principles of allowing those types of opportunities to exist, and not just opportunity, but equal opportunity. You see, no one should be put at the back of a line because they don't come from a certain area, they don't live in a certain area, they don't have a certain amount of money. But nor should you be put in the back of a line because you work too hard, because you're too smart. You know, this whole idea of affirmative action, whether it's in the business where you're trying to get a government contract, but you work too hard in your companies. You're too good, you make too much money, so now you can't get and compete for those contracts. Or you work really hard, you know, going and trying to be accepted to university like probably many of you and your children and I did. But to be told, you know, your community works too hard to go to certain colleges, so you can't go even though you're probably better and you studied harder and you made better grades than those that had gotten in. You see, we live in a world where you compete globally the rest of your life. And that's what America is all about. It's what I was raised with and what many of you were raised with and what many of you came to this country for, is the ability to know you work hard, you get for what you work for, and it's all about perseverance and dedication. So when I look at the Republican Party, I don't look at an individual. I look at the party, and I can tell you Charles Hernick, who you heard from earlier, an amazing guy, and truly believes everything he said up here, that he wants to go and create that opportunity for everyone. And that's why I run as well, and that's why I support the Republican Party. I value and I respect everyone on both sides of the political aisle, and we need diversity of thought. But what scares me is what I've been seeing over the last few years, is that American dream, that idea that everyone has equal opportunity starting to slip through their fingers, because we're a nation of immigrants. Y'all are all here because of it. I'm here because of it, and just about everyone in this country is here because we're along the line. Someone in their family came over. And we need to make sure that we continue welcoming those immigrants. We have this idea in this country that people can come here, they can get an education, but they can't stay. And so they're sometimes the smartest and the brightest.